In this video, we will explore how to wrap text around objects within our document. You can wrap text around any object, including text frames, imported images, and objects you draw in Indesign. When you apply a text wrap to an object, Indesign creates a boundary around the object that repels text. The object that text wraps around is called the wrap object. Text wrap is also referred to as runaround text. Keep in mind that text wrap options apply to the object being wrapped, not the text itself. Any change to the wrap boundary will remain if you move the wrap object near a different text frame. So first, you must open the Text Wrap panel by selecting the Window menu and then selecting Text Wrap. Next, you want to ensure that you've selected the object that you want to wrap text around. In the Text Wrap panel, you can click the desired wrap shape. It's an option that you can apply if you'd like no text wrapping at all. The second object is Wrap Around Bounding Box, and it creates a rectangular wrap whose width and height are determined by the bounding box of the selected object, including any offset distances that you specify. To demonstrate, I'll move the image into the text frame. Notice that when I place this image within the text, all of the text is repelled from the image's border. The next option, Wrap Around Object Shape, is also known as contour wrapping. And this option creates a text wrap boundary that is the same shape as the frame that you've selected, plus or minus any offset distances that you specify. Jump Object keeps text from appearing in any available space to the right or left of the frame. Jump to Next Column forces the surrounding paragraph to the top of the next column or text frame. In this example, it's not easily demonstrated because we're not currently working with any columns. From the Wrap To menu, you can specify whether the wrap is applied to a specific side, such as right side or largest area, or towards or away from the spine. If you don't see the Wrap To menu, it may be grayed out, or you could choose Show Options from the Text Wrap panel menu. Again, keep in mind this option is only available if you've selected the Wrap Around Bounding Box or Wrap Around Object Shape options. If your text isn't successfully wrapping around an image, ensure that the Ignore Text Wrap option isn't selected for the text frame that doesn't wrap. This option can be found in the Text Frame Options dialog box. To quickly get to this dialog box, I'm going to right-click on the text frame border, select Text Frame Options, and just make sure that the Ignore Text Wrap checkbox has not been selected. If you'd like to uniformly change the distance between the text and the wrap object, you can specify offset values. You have the option to change the top, bottom, left, and right offset values. By default, all of the offset values will remain the same. If you want to set different offset values, you could click the button that looks like a chain link to break the connection between the offset values. If you apply text wrap to an anchored object, the wrap affects the lines of text in the story that follow the anchor marker. But the wrap doesn't affect the line of text that includes the anchor marker or any lines before it. When you paste an object as an inline object, its text wrap boundaries are preserved. For more information on anchored objects, be sure to watch the previous 2 videos of this chapter. It's also important to keep in mind that when you hide a layer that contains a wrapped object, the text frames on other layers wrap around the object unless you select the Suppress Text Wrap when Layer is Hidden option in the Layer Options dialog box. If this option is selected, hiding a layer can cause text on other layers to be recomposed. In the Layers panel, you would double-click the layer that contains the wrap object, and then select Suppress Text Wrap when layer is hidden. It's also important to note that when you specify how text is justified next to wrap objects, as the change applies to the entire document. On a PC, you could select the Edit menu, select Preferences, and then select Composition. Now, you could always select one of the following options. You could select Justify Text next to an object, which will justify the text next to wrap objects that separate a column of text. This setting takes effect only when the text wrap completely interrupts lines of text so that each line is divided into 2 or more parts. Selecting the Skip by Leading option moves wrap text to the next available leading increment below a text wrap object. If this option is not selected, lines of text may jump below an object in a way that prevents text from lining up with text in neighboring columns or text frames. Selecting this option is especially useful when you want to make sure that the text aligns to the baseline grid. Selecting Text Wrap only affects text beneath will leave text stacked above the wrapped object unaffected by the text wrap. Stacking order is determined by layer position in the Layers panel and by the stacking order of objects on a layer. For more information about layers, be sure to watch the previous tutorials. When finished, click the OK button. Finally, in some cases, you'll want to turn off the text wrap in the text frame. This concludes our tutorial on working with text wrapping. Text wrapping can help you manage objects and text together in order to create a great-looking document. Hopefully you can use the skills from this video and the other videos of this chapter when you want to create your projects in the future.